For those of you who know me, I am the co-founder and CEO of Infinite Analytics, and we're over here at booth 722. With that, I would like to call upon Liad Agmon, who is the founder and CEO of Dynamic Yield, the business-to-human revolution, omni-channel personalization for the modern shopper. Brian.
Hello. I should have listened to Brian's talk a few years ago because we raised almost $40 million to date, and I definitely feel the pressure. So bootstrapping is very, I respect everyone who bootstraps a business. So I'm Liad Agmon. I'm the founder and CEO of Dynamic Yield, and I'm going to speak a bit about the omni-channel personalization for the modern shopper. Can you hear me okay with this mic? Yeah. So 7 years ago, when Sears was still a legit retailer, I ran all personalization and a lot of the optimization testing and some of the loyalty aspects of all our online properties. And I faced a lot of challenges in creating a 360-degree view of our customer and optimizing the funnel, the entire experience. So the result was Dynamic Yield that we founded in 2011. Fast forward 2017, we worked with some of the largest B2C brands in North America, or really globally. On the retail side, customers like Under Armour, Urban Outfitters, PacSun. We have Sephora. We have Liverpool Football Club, which has a large retail play in the UK and globally. William Hill, which is a large gaming company in the UK. So, and some major publishers like NBC and Viacom. What's very common among our customers is that they see personalization as a strategic initiative for them to meet their KPIs. And we have, I think we are probably one of the companies with the most widespread presence globally, literally in 5 continents. We still don't have any customers in Antarctica, but we're working on that. So we have learned a lot over the last 6 years on how to make omnichannel work. So I think if I did a quick survey here around the room, we would probably see that everyone has about the same goals. We want to make more money or make more money per user. We want to increase the lifetime value of our customers, and we want to increase the efficiency and speed of our work. We don't want to wait for engineers to build products forever. We want to optimize and personalize the experience very fast. And this is a key slide because in the online world, we are in the real estate business, but the real estate is pixels. So the decision of what do I show a customer at any given moment in time has a massive impact on the outcome of the experience. Which way? Which way? I'm going to find it. Control. So we'll wait for a second. The other part, which is going to be in the next slide when it shows up, is that we are also in the relevance business. So the more relevant our message is to our customers, I think it's in the previous slide, yeah, the more relevant our message is to our customers, the higher the engagement is going to be. And in e-commerce, engagement equals revenue at the end of the day. So the question that we have ongoing with our customers is, what do I do to increase engagement and to increase relevance at the limited real estate that I'm having? And if we think about mobile, today in e-commerce in North America, about 60% of traffic is mobile, but only 15 to 25% of revenue. There's a massive revenue gap because there is a much bigger challenge of what do we show a user at any given moment in time that is going to be relevant for them. And the journey is not very simple. Today I get an email from, a couple of days ago I got an email from a company I purchased from. I was on my mobile phone. I was walking towards the subway in New York. I liked a few of their items. I entered the subway. There is no reception there. There is now in some subway stations in New York. I couldn't continue browsing. By the time I got to the office, I completely forgot about the entire experience, and they lost me as a customer. So even though I was very interested in some of these products, by the time it got relevant for me to actually transact on the desktop, I was gone. What's going to make me come back and continue the transaction? There has to be a continuous experience regardless of what device I'm on. Because the fact that we have several devices does not mean that we are different individuals. And the right personalization strategy is to think about the user at the center and to work very hard on connecting the dots between the different devices and identifying the same user across these devices so that they can get a continuous and streamlined experience. because when the relationship breaks, it hurts. So I just purchased $600 worth of merchandise on 7 for All Mankind. And I go to their website the day after, and they ask me for my email again. I just spent $600 with the brand. What I really had the feeling as a consumer is they don't care about me. They don't have a relationship about me. They don't care to engage with me. They just put me into the same existing patterns. Oh, new user, or a user arrives to the website, let's grab their email. Completely disregarding the fact that probably email is already connected to my cookie, and they don't need to show me the newsletter. If you look at the promotion below the newsletter sign-up page, it's a promotion for an overall for women. I bought 3 pairs of jeans for men. I would have expected at least that my gender will be guessed right in that experience. And these small inefficiencies, they basically create for me frustration with the brand, because in 2017, with Facebook and Instagram and Twitter, that things that are like algorithms that increase the relevance of what I'm seeing to what I'm interested in, I have the same expectations from the retailers where I buy my clothing. On the other hand, the Ibex, which is a great manufacturer of merino cloth in Vermont, they have a very different strategy. So when they're doing their homepage banners, they have different campaigns at different segments, and then we are trying to recognize at least the gender up front when you arrive to the website. But this is where the play starts to be interesting. We don't know what creative is going to be the best creative to show each individual user. So instead of A/B testing that could take a month and the campaign is over by then, we are using algorithms that resemble ad serving for their on-site content. So they run all their on-site banners using a set of algorithms that resemble very much display ads, because we are focused, it's basically a CPA display ad, right? We want to maximize revenue. So we don't focus on conversions, we focus on revenue. Buying a $10 t-shirt is not the same as buying a $500 coat. How do we know as the marketers what creative to show each individual? We can't. So we are creating 4 or 5 creatives for each segment, and we're letting the machine make the decisions, and it drives a huge increase in revenue. And the other impact is, if I arrive from a newsletter to an Ibex website, I now have an email connected to a cookie, so we have the entire CRM database at our disposal for targeting, marketing, and for the machine learning to take place. So we know lifetime value of a customer, we know what the individual products they purchased before, and it affects the decision making. So connecting the different data points creates a unique experience on the web, in mobile web, and of course in emails, and for retailers that have apps within the app as well. Because we have to bear in mind that it's a long slide. I'm not going to review it right now. I can send it via email afterwards if anyone is interested. A funnel really equates to a user state of mind. If I'm a top of a funnel person that just clicked on PLA at Google and I arrived to a product page, the product page is a landing page. We have to think about the product page as a landing page. Maybe I don't know much about the brand. Maybe I'm not sure what exactly I want to buy, and I'm in a discovery mode. Versus if I arrive to the homepage of the brand directly, organically, it means that I have previous acquaintance with the brand, and probably the brand has a lot of first-party information about me that I would have expected them to use to get me to the items that I'm interested in much faster. And this is where the shift of focus is required. In retail, for many years we've been focused on traffic acquisition, better Facebook campaigns, better Google campaigns, but the reality is that these platforms now are perfect market. You're competing against everyone in the world to get clicks from Facebook. And the result is that CPCs get higher every single quarter. So at one point, the smart marketers realize, instead of overspending on these platforms, why don't I fix what happens in the experience after the user clicked and arrived to my website? And this is where personalization kicks in. So in terms of ROI, it falls into the same ROI model that any of the marketing ROI model works, where if you're spending X dollars on marketing, on online marketing, you want to spend Y dollars on your on-site personalization, because at one point you'll take from the online marketing budget and you'll place it in the personalization budget, because these are the more important and relevant relationships. And you want to invest in the customers that have arrived to your website. It's a much better spend in terms of money versus getting another person to click in and to bounce after 5 seconds. The tech stack for personalization is complex. And you need to have a testing and optimization solution. You need to have a site personalization solution. You need to have email triggers, which are very important to get to customers who are abandoning their cart in the middle of the funnel, or even customers that have connected their emails, signed in or signed up for your newsletter. Maybe there was a price drop. There's a lot of triggers that can justify an email being sent to customers and getting them back to the site. There is CRM and loyalty. So again, connecting to your CRM database, there are a lot of things that you could do on site that will delight your customers and will make them transact more often. You need a DMP. You need a data management platform, because it's not enough just to have a CRM. You want to be able to track every single product that your customer has viewed. You want to be able to connect third-party data like BlueKai, so you have information on the customer from the very first page view. So there's a lot of technologies around data management platforms. Of course, you need product recommendations, whether it's on the product page or even to optimize the category page sorting order, which we have seen historically that is a place that customers don't focus enough on. There's a lot of conversation about product recs, do we use vendor A, vendor B, etc. But if you think about it, how are these products being discovered? They are being discovered in the category page itself. So focusing on optimizing and improving the category pages is the single most important part in terms of the flow of the customer to increase the revenue of the website. But because it's complicated with today's CMS platforms, people don't spend enough time focusing on it, but focusing on much easier things. I'm going to focus on my checkout funnel. I'm going to focus on design of my banners on the homepage, which are all important activities. But when I think about priorities as a retailer, I want to impact my revenue first, and I want to have the biggest impact on the revenue first, and then I will go to the less impactful activities. Machine learning is critical, because we cannot do 30 A/B tests concurrently in e-commerce because of the frequency of our promotions and the frequency of the deals and the products that are going out of stock in some cases. So you need to have algorithms that make a lot of decisions on your behalf. And you need to steer the ship. You need to give the guidelines, and you need to provide the exceptions. But many of the decision makings have to be done by algorithms. In the same way that Facebook does not have any editors that curate the individual feed of each and every individual here in the room, I don't expect a merchandiser to curate an individualized product catalog page. I would like to have the curator or the merchandiser to set the rules, but have our algorithms or someone else's algorithms, which are never as good, of course, to make the experience for the user. Mobile apps are less critical, frankly, in North America. In South America, in Asia, mobile apps are the main driver of revenue. For retail, less in North America, unless you are someone like Amazon. So I'm not going to speak about it right now. And of course, in-store and call center. Wouldn't it be great if I can connect the data of the user browsing on the website with my call center? So if someone calls for support or calls they want to transact, I know exactly where they are in the funnel, and I can help them transact more efficiently. So how do you get the entire thing to work? Because historically, you may have already an A/B testing solution, or you may have a product recs vendor. So the approach that we've devised is that you start slow with one or two use cases, and then you slowly expand with a single platform to all the other use cases. So at the end of such a process, you have a single platform that caters to all of these cases, and it leads to pretty interesting results. And I'll show it in a few seconds. But this is something, it's a critical slide. Whenever we speak with people who are doing site optimization or A/B testing or marketing teams, product teams, engineers, everyone keeps complaining about the other departments and how inefficient they are and how all the work is done by them, because it's true. Being a retailer is a complex thing where you have the creative aspects, you have the data aspects, and you have the technology aspects, and it creates a very painful process of moving the needle forward and being innovative. And this was one of the things that for us was super important from day one is I want you to be able to think about a user segment and to launch a new experience for that user segment within 30 minutes. And I want it to be automated, and I don't want your engineers to avoid you in the corridor, because for everything you need, you want to speak to engineers. And I want you to be able to quantify your hypothesis and to show results that are creating higher revenue than the baseline, which is your existing website. And many people ask us where to start. So we say always, you have to start by connecting your data to the activation layer. So you have CRM data, there is third-party data, there is first-party data about people browsing your website. There is a lot of data out there. You want to be able to connect them to the activation layer in a way that you can launch these experiences in real time. And this is where most of our customers are. They come from a hypothesis to a live new experience on a website within a couple of hours. So this is where we always see as the starting point, and it does not require any major changes, but for the customer journey, if now you recognize that I'm from New York, I purchased $600 worth of merchandise, next time I arrive to the 7 for All Mankind's website, you can greet me, first of all, by my name, second, ask me how do I like my products, and then upsell maybe accessories that are relevant for what I purchased. And the last slide is going to be about, there's a constant debate in the industry about point solutions versus unified solutions. But the reality is today is that unified solutions, they perform better in every different metric because of one simple reason. They have so much more data that their algorithms can make much smarter decisions in every specific channel. So when I'm doing product recs on a website, I can use the email open data, we can use the advertising data, we can use app data, and we can use third-party data to make smarter decisions. So what we see across the board is that when you compare unified platforms with the more point solution platforms, just dollar to dollar, there's more numbers, there's higher revenue, and you can get to this revenue much faster. Thank you so much. This is pretty much it. And if anyone wants a copy of the deck, it's Liad at dynamicheal.com, and we have a team at the back, and I saw Blair from our team over here, so you're welcome to chat with us afterwards. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Liad. We're going to go right to the next panel.
Thank you, Liad. I just wanted a quick plug-in about Infinite Analytics. One of our customers, which is B2W Digital, which is one of the largest, in fact, it's called the Amazon of Brazil, has seen $125 million increase in annual revenues just attributable to our product. So that was the plugin for Infinite Analytics. That brings us to the next panel discussion, which is increasing revenues using loyalty programs. And